Hello, welcome to the stream. Stream Elements said something in chat. What the hell? Huh. I mean, okay. that's allowed. But as you can see today, we're doing a Gundam Age Mecha Tierlist stream. There's actually a reason for this. This time there's a specific reason, and it's as celebration that later today I am proud to announce that I'm going to be going to see Gundam Seed Freedom. Finally, I have been waiting for years for this, ever since it was first announced. I've actually been waiting since pretty similar when it was first announced. I first heard about it in I think 2015. I think it was announced in 2013. And I had honestly completely given up hope that it was going to happen at all, ever. So, you know, the fact that it is that's, it's very exciting to me. But yeah, I'll just get right into it then, starting with the very obvious choice of the Age 1. The Age 1 normal. Why is the image all the way to one side? Huh. I don't think there's anything I can do about that very easily. Yeah. Oh well, I can make it bigger though. That would not help. If anything, that would make it worse. But yes, as far as the H1, this is overall it's definitely like a sort of a rehash of the original RX-782's design. A big fan of these black parts on the knees. They're quite tasteful. The way that the armor is divided here on the shoulders is quite nice. I'm really liking that. I've always loved the Dots rifle. Oh, and by the way, I have iced coffee, vanilla iced coffee that I made at home. I brewed the coffee and I made the vanilla syrup. And it would have been better if I had cold brew coffee or brewed it stronger, but it's still good. It tastes honestly basically exactly like what you get in those jars, those like Starbucks coffee jars you get in like grocery stores and gas stations. But you know, we're boycotting Starbucks, so the stuff is just as good though. It may be a little bit less convenient, just because it's not like a jar I can throw away. Speaking of which, I love it when it happens that I just like forget how to speak. But I will be sure to like mention something about this on Twitter later, and also it's completely random, but I think we should bring back 1940s and 50s bottle culture. I think that, yeah, that's my my like take for the day. But anyway, that's completely random, so let's get back to the video. Or the stream. The way the shield is attached, you can't really see it because the shield is there. I maybe should use the other image that doesn't have the weapons. But I like the way the shield is attached. I'm pretty familiar with Excited the High Grade. And also, this part here, it's like you'd expect it to just come to a point like it does on this end, but the way that this being like that matches the way that like interacts with the blue part, I think looks quite nice, as well as this like little toes part there. And then the V-fin is quite interesting. The fact that it does this in favor of the like normal like almost gem-like piece that a lot of Gundam heads have is nice. And the age system is, you know, obviously it's great. The shoulders, I'm always a fan of shoulders that do this. In like, not in the shape, but in like, no wait, how do I explain this? It's kind of similar in the way that it's got like this part here in structure. That's it. It's kind of similar in structure to the Reborn's Gundam, and I really like that. I mean, it is a kind of Taribiko design. And it has his style of detailing with these like little tick marks almost like right there and there, and there's more on basically any other image of it than this. And I love that style of detailing. Definitely this is a kind of tiny Piccolo design, and it does very good at that. So I'm going to put it in A tier for now. It might get moved down to B. It's hard to say. Next one that I like definitely more. I'm not sure if that's going to be considered a hot take by the Gundam community or whatever, but the Age 2. I really wish I could easily... Hang on, let's see if I can... Yeah, that doesn't look bad. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Oh, S is a bit cut off now, though, so let me move it down a bit. There we go. Oh, you know what actually make it better is if I just move this up and then move... Okay. Ta-da! I did it. Okay, so the Age 2, I like the way that the skirt armors, I guess I like the way they are. The colors are a bit like overly vibrant in this image and kind of purplish. I need to fix the colors in this image, but because it's a scan of physical media, if I'm not mistaken. But it's where'd my cursor go? Huh. That's weird. My cursor was gone. But the general shape of the legs, the way they kind of flow, particularly the knee, the way the knee flows is quite nice. Almost similar to like a reversal of the way the Australia frame's knees work. And I think it looks quite nice. And then the foot is interesting. It definitely makes for a good model kit build. That's for sure. These, I think, I like the general shape, but I think this part could have been maybe a bit better designed, perhaps. It's hard to say. These vents are another thing that makes this design very interesting. And I love, one of my favorite parts of this design, I love the head. I love the head so much. It's got a very, like, aggressive look, and it's like, it looks very aerodynamic and cool. Yeah, I love the H2 a lot. And I'll put it... Well, let's put it in S tier. Okay, next. The H2 double bullet. So I don't like the silhouette as this one as much. But the thickening of the, like, legs, the thickening of the legs definitely goes with the, like, the big cannon aesthetic. I do like the way these handles that, like, flip out work. And also the way that these parts of the shoulders are is also quite nice. And of course, it's got all the same, like, from here, this, like, torso and head is the same as H2. And I very much... I don't like it enough. Do I like it enough to put it in S tier? Let's put it in A tier. I think the H1 is maybe a bit better designed, but I still like the H2 better. And then one that did not appear in the anime. Of course, this would be the version I would pilot. Other than the one that I designed in Gundam Breaker 2, but... the H2 double sword. Or was it double blade? I don't remember now. I think it was double sword. No, it was double blade. I don't remember it. Yeah, double blade. So the nice thick arms and these big, like, giant thrusters, I can see perhaps being developed from the H1 Starks. And the H1 Starks isn't on this tier list, but the Adele Starks is. And this keeps the overall, like, a similar structure to the foot of the H2, but it ends up looking kind of like certain Zone of the Enders mecha, the way it flows onto a point. And I think that's really cool. Obviously I always like this, like, things like the part sticking out of the knee. Kind of similar to Arios from Gundam 00. And I mean, they are both kind of Tanibiko designs, so it makes sense he may have borrowed some of his ideas from Double O to repurpose them for Age. I love coffee. And then these thrusters, the nice big thrusters, they make a lot of sense for a an aerial mobile suit that is transformable. That's just like, you know, you kind of expect that. And this also does get, I mean, it does look better because it uses the very nice, like, developers line art. I've noticed recently there's two types of line art for mobile suits. There's the developers line art, and then there's the anime line art. And I think the best way to show you guys this would be Exia. Exia, the two look, it's definitely noticeable, you know, more than any of the Age mecha, I would say. So let me find the file. There it is. Where is the developer line art? Do I not have it? Oh, there it is. So if I open this, so this is the normal Exia line art. And then if I stop that, I don't want you to open it in the pictures program. So certain things to mention or to look at are like right there, the like almost gem part of the arms is just like a solid color, same as there. The lines on the face are almost a bit sloppy. And then if we look over at the developer line art, it's definitely different. The lines, like, there's more detail. You can see the detail in like these things. The lines are a lot cleaner, especially in the face. And I almost always prefer the look of the developer line art. And this is the developer line art, and I gotta say the Age 2 developer line art looks stunning. But this is going to get a bit above the original Age 2 normal. Keeping with the Age 2 then, let's go to the Age 2 Dark Hound. This is not a very high-res line art image. Did I never download a high-res version? How weird of me. But anyway, the pirate aesthetic is done really well with the eye patch sensor similar to the Victory 2 Gundam. I love that, and it works. I love it being used specifically within the context of a pirate mobile suit. I think it's great. And then these like wire hook things are also very, very cool. As well as this, it's like a beam cannon that stuns, but the fact that it looks like almost like a skull is very cool, and it goes with the skull and the head. This has got to be my second favorite pirate MS after, of course, you know, the Crossbone Gundam. Specifically, the Crossbone. Well, I think it comes in fourth after the Crossbone Gundam X0, X11, and X1, but above the X2. So I clearly like it a lot. Like very, very close to the amount that I like the Crossbone Gundams. But I don't like it quite as much as the Age 2 normal, but I definitely like it more than the double bullet, that's for sure. And next, the Age 2 Sordia. This is actually not an MSV design. This, if I remember correctly, was used in the Gundam Age movie version. By Asimu. In the anime, he uses the Age 1 normal. But the Age 1 Sordia, as you might guess, uses a sword. And it's interesting that in here we can see in the main torso, we can see the design philosophy that kind of Tanibiko follows more often recently, with these like blocky shapes, kind of like the Gundam Floros from Iron Blooded Orphans. You can see those like the straight lines, the blocky shapes that all kind of flow with each other, but they're still overall blocky. And then with the legs and arms, you can see these like the gentle, graceful shapes, which is the kind of Tanibiko design that I really like, which is kind of similar to Exia in some ways. But I almost want to like this more than Exia. And it definitely goes above. I think it's enough to be right there. Despite the glowing praise I gave the Dark Hound. And then starting with a vegan mobile suit, the Farisa. This platform it stands on is kind of odd, and I wonder if it even can leave it, because I don't remember if it does in the TV anime. It has... So you might have heard me when I'm playing like Apex like a long time ago complain about like the designs in Apex having this like the same kind of thing where like the thighs are way bigger than the legs, and I have that same complaint with the Aerial from Wish for Mercury, although I do still love that design. Not so much its appearance in line art though. But all the age line arts I think all look nice. But this one, I really like these like arm parts. They're almost kind of similar to the what was it called? I forgot. It's in Zone of the Enders. Let me look this up real quick. I don't even remember what letter it started with. Nath. It looks like it almost reminds me of Nath's arms from Zone of the Enders in right that part. And I mean, overall in Vegan MS, you can definitely see a lot of Zone of the Enders influence. It's most evident in the like hand design. If I zoom in there, you can notice that it's not actually like it's not similar to a human hand, but instead it's got 3 main fingers and then 2 opposed thumbs. Opposable and opposed. I did not mean to say opposable, by the way. And I love that. I didn't like it at first very much, but I've come to love it, mostly because of Zone of the Enders, which I honestly like the designs from that better than anything from Gundam for the most part. This part almost looks like hair, but I think it does a better job of being subtle than, say, the Nobel Gundam. Not that the Nobel Gundam was ever, like, trying to be subtle. Obviously, if anybody in the chat has seen that, you would know. It's not trying to be subtle at all. And then, but I think this one does a good job of being subtle. Well, I do kind of not like the trope of the girl getting the pink mecha. It kind of works here, though. It's not done, like, it's not too done, and it's only done once that I remember. And I don't think it really impacts my liking of the design that much. But we'll put it in C for now, but I might take it up to B later. It does actually get a bit of a boost because it assists me in getting Lucilia, a fellow VTuber who I've taken as my sister. Some in the chat may know her. It's going to be helpful in getting her to eventually watch Gundam. So that gets a bit of a boost from that. And then next is these Zetas. Here you can actually see the opposed thumbs even better. Especially because my big head's not in the way. But yeah, this is one of my favorite designs from the series. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is getting S. I don't think it does the big thighs and small shins quite as well, but it still does it decently well. I love this design for the arms, and that actually mimics Nath even more. I am a huge sucker for these like pointy chests. And this is one of the best. I think maybe the only one that does the pointy chest better than this, other than maybe something from Armored Core, is the VF-19 from Macross, but this does it almost as well, honestly. It's like mobile armor mode feels a bit odd, and I do like the I like the Zeta's R more, just because all of these like tan parts are red. Though I have started liking this one a bit more recently because I was given a model kit of it as a birthday gift by for my last birthday by another fellow VTuber and a great friend of mine, Inkyo, formerly known as Kasumi. But it's the vegan like style of like visor, the way it's like a very slit visor, and it like, you know, it's all like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like all lightning-y, I guess. is very cool. This has got a very spiky appearance. It looks very aggressive. And this, like, commander fin is great. I love that. As well as these, like, fins there, and the way that overall the chest points, like, it like, flows back. You know? And that especially works well for his mobile armor mode. And I think I actually like that better. I think this is going to take the #1 spot for now. I'm starting to have a little bit of a headache. If it gets any worse, I'm going to have to, like, pause the stream for a sec just to go get a, like a headache medication, like ibuprofen or something. But I'm fine. Don't worry. And then, anyway, the Age 1 Glanza. I actually should have gone with the full Glanza, which has a backpack, but I didn't think of that. Anyway. I think the shoulders do a great job of building upon the shoulder structure of the H1 normal. It definitely looks a lot chunkier. These, like, vents on the chest, I think, are great. And I love these, like, shield weapons. I absolutely adore these. This is easily my favorite part about this design. The way that they're, you know, they're shields, and they can also be, like, they can also attack melee, and they can also attack ranged, and the fact that they're on both arms. Like double weapons is always cool. It's always cool. Double pistols, double rifles, double beam sabers, double whatever these are. I don't know what to call them. But, you know, it's always cool, and I love it. So it's, I think, actually going to get a bit above the H1 normal. Which I wouldn't have thought, but, like, comparing them side by side, like, right now, it's like, I do like this one a bit better. I should get the model kit that, actually. Okay. Didn't I already do this? Yeah, why is it here twice? What? D tier for being here twice. That's gonna go right there at the back because it's here twice. Huh, that's weird. The Age FX. Actually, I want to do the Age 3 first. So let's find it and do that now. That is that the, wait, that is the Age 3. That's not the Age FX, that's the Age FX. I'm tired. Or, no, that is the Age FX. That's just it without any, like, bits or funnels and such. Meaning the Age FX is here twice too. What? How could I allow this to happen? Where's the H3? There's the H3 Fortress. Where's the H3 Normal? There it is. It just makes sense to do the normal forms of the H's in order. Anyway, I actually really like what it's got going on here with the V-fin. And then these, like, big-ass knees. You guys know I like the big-ass knees. I really like these, like, armor parts there with the beam sabers integrated into them. I think that's a great design choice, and it sets it a bit apart from the H1 too. These parts are quite cool looking, although they... Yeah, they're definitely an homage to the Double Zeta, for sure. But I really like the way this piece here is shaped. And the way that like, that design is, like, carried on with both that and the way that it enshrouds, like, the age system. I think that's very, very well done. The bit of red there is quite tasteful. As well as the yellow there. The blue feet, usually I don't like blue feet that much, I prefer when they're red, but it really works with the Age 3. And it's kind of interesting the way that the, despite being bigger, and typically bigger mobiles, like bigger, like thicker mobile suits like this tend to be like, more blocky shapes. Or very, very rounded. This one is just like, it's streamlined, nice, somewhat blocky, somewhat smooth shapes, and I really like that, and I think those two actually work quite well with each other, and I think I wouldn't have expected this, but once again, actually, after doing a comparison, I think I like it better than the Age 1. Now, let me blow my nose real quick, so let me mute myself for that. Okay, I am back. Next will be at long last. It's not long last considering I only did one before this, but the Age FX. I really like the design of the rifle. It's not standard at all, but I think it really works. You can definitely see a lot of the structure is kind of similar to the H3, but this part is very pointy, and I do like the way that the A for the H system is like integrated. But this part here is kind of odd to me. I don't think I like it very much. But it does I do really like the head, actually, and it sets it apart from other Gundams a lot. The shoulders are very, very nice, and especially like these thrusters here. The bits being like distributed all over the mobile suit like this is definitely interesting, and I think it may have had an effect on later mobile suits like the Ariel, which also kind of does that in a different way. The knees here, I think, are interesting, and I think those would be very fun to build in gunpla form. I didn't like it at first, but now I do really like the way that this, like it's grown on me the way that this, like, part, like, flares out. And the contrast of that and the, small feet. But I don't have that much other to say about it. I do really like the V-fin, though. But I don't like it as much as the Age 1 even. It is my least favorite Age for sure. Actually, I'll put it in well, I think I can keep it in A for now. No, B. Okay, B, yeah. By the way, feel free to put your opinions, thoughts, and feelings about these in the chat. This one, what was this one called? Imelda. No. The Imelda's the other one. This is the Gala. This is obviously based on the Zaku. Like very obviously. I do wonder if this part right here is a mono eye track, which would give it definitely better, like, ability to see than the Zaku. But I do really like this piece here. It almost reminds me of some of the A-Laws mobile suits from Gundam 00. And in general, the Age mecha is similar in appearance, in my opinion, to the 00 mecha. At least other than the vegan ones. Fovir, hello, welcome to the stream. It's been a while since you're in the chat. Welcome back. So to me, the shoulder being on legs look like Gigan. The legs do look a lot like Gigan, actually. There's something this part of the leg specifically is reminding me of, and I can't figure it out. But oh wait, you know what? I figured it out because I looked at it. Because I've got this piece right here. It almost reminds me of the Astray's lower leg piece, but a bit different. I found it because of the I have a spare Astray piece there because the that piece I have a spare one of the gold frame because it has the gold frame Amatsu Mina has all the parts that it needs to just be the normal Amatsu except for the feet runner. The one black feet runner, that it's a completely contained runner. If they had added that, they could have sold it as they could have like made it like a selling point that you can convert it to the normal Amatsu if you wanted. But no, they didn't, and I'm very salty about that. I'm going to keep whining about it. Anyway, guys here like Dablokas Ibiko was largely in charge for the show. Yes, that's exactly why. And he was also largely in charge of 00, and I'm definitely not complaining. I love his design work. He's probably he's one of my favorite mechanical designers. The only two mechanical designers I'd say I overall like more than Katani Ibikawa is Yoji Shinkawa. I love Yoji Shinkawa's work, especially for Zone of the Enders, but also his Metal Gear work. And Shoji Kawamori. I have to like Shoji Kawamori. Like, Shoji Kawamori is probably my favorite. Depending on when you ask me, it'll either be Shoji Kawamori or Yoji Shinkawa. But I like Ibikawa. Clearly not a biased opinion, yes. I mean, all of this is biased opinion. Actually, I forgot to say this at the start of the stream. When I put something somewhere, like in this tier list, I am not saying that the Zetas is objectively a better design than the Farisa. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I said I think that the H1 is probably objectively a better design than the H2, but I still like the H2 better. Everything on this tier list, I'm just saying, is my personal opinion. So thank you for reminding me to say this, because I don't need people. When I did my first tier list, I forgot to say this, and people on it was a 1 Year War and immediately after. And I posted it to Reddit, and the people there kind of tore me apart, saying like, "Oh, this guy doesn't like any non-normal mobile suits. He only likes normal designs." Because I mean, at that point, he was accurate. But it's not anymore though. Which, first of all, is not true. I mean, I put the Zetas in S. But they also tore me apart about like oh, that's not 1 Year War. The Zephyranthus isn't 1 Year War, and it's like, sorry, well, it's not. It's mostly now. It was kind of like not happy when it happened, but now it's almost kind of funny. But yeah, everything here is just my opinion. I am not saying I'm just going by how much I like the design. I'm not saying that it's like better. Otherwise, this would definitely be above everything else here, the HFX. I'm not going by like how useful I think they were. I'm not going by what I think is objectively better designed. It's just my personal opinion. So with that out of the way, the one thing I don't really like about this is, I mean, it does look a little bit weird to me that the shoulder shield is on this side and the like shoulder armor is on this side, but that's I'll get used to it. But it's these parts here. These like why these ball sacks? But it does go in C. It's not in D. Now for this silly dude, the Desperado. Let's see. Where do I start with this? Remember, I have a hard time remembering the designers. Mecha designer, Izubuchi, the guy who designed the Alex, and the new is absolutely genius. Did he design the Alex? I kind of assumed that was No, actually, yeah. The light art is not Kuino Kawada style, is it? Yeah, Izubuchi, I mostly, when you say Izubuchi to me, the first design that come into my head are his Xeon designs for 0080. And I love the Zagaki. I love the Zagaki so much I got the model kit, even though it's a piece of shit. I mean, I'm not saying anybody shouldn't, well, maybe I kind of am saying people shouldn't buy the high-grade Zagaki. Because the posability is really bad. Like, really bad. But I still love it because I just love the design. Zagaki is the Zagak, but swole. So yeah, exactly. It looks so much more like predatory, which works so well for aquatic mobile suit. But with this, I do kind of like how the head is a hard hat. It's a construction mobile suit, so I like that like a little bit of symbolism. This part here, this is the only part where you can really tell this is a kind of tiny Ibikawa design, but this part just screams Ibikawa to me. And I'm trying to think of what other Ibikawa design this reminds me of. In some ways, it almost reminds me of some of the, like, it's a similar design style. Oh, it's the Tieran. It reminds me of the Tieran. In some ways. Mecha Mana looking design. Yes. The head and the chest I love. The arms and legs, not so much. I do like these like railings, but what is, or are they like pipes actually? I don't even know actually. I'm sorry, Desperado, but it goes in D. I love this thing for being weird and silly, but I don't actually like it in a serious way. Okay, now the other mobile suit from the Iyuba and Zalam part. For the Zalam side, the or I forget which is which. What was this one? No, this was no Iyuba was the blue guys. I feel like the civilian stream with those kind of sleek legs look amazing. They did so much, but it just has a very different vibe here than it does with the Civilian Astray. I love the Civilian Astray's legs. I think I put the Civilian Astray in S tier on my seed tier list, actually. Actually, let me change this to no crop. There, that looks better. There we go. Why is the pretty one in C? Okay, I actually said some... I was gonna put it in... I considered putting it in D, but I decided to put it in C because... Partly because it's gonna help me in forcing you to watch Gundam. But you see, it's in C because things like this exist. Ibikawa can't be the only one that's in charge of this show. So I know Junya Ishigaki did some, and I love Junya Ishigaki. He did one of the ones he did was the Vegan gear. Which I have no idea where I'm gonna put this thing. Okay, you know what? I'll move it up to C. Another pink one. Another pink one? What? I don't see it. What? Of course you say smash. That's a big mecha. That thing is not even just a normal sized mecha. That's a big mecha. Skinny chicken. I love the skinny chicken. How big was that thing? Let me pull up its Gundam wiki page. I have the Gundam wiki page for all the mecha open because I like I forget some of the names. Wait, where's... Wait, where's the vegan gear? This is... This is just the page for Sid. I'm trying to find out how big the vegan gear was. Huh, I can't find it. I'll just look it up. Okay, how tall is this bitch? Lucilia Glacier, that thing you said wood about is over 30 meters tall. You can't wood that. It's just like how'd you even do that? Actually, I take that question back. I don't want to know. Anyway, let's look at the Imelda. Just hang for a while you're getting invested. Okay, cool. So this one clearly seems to use some of the same parts as the Gala. Namely, the entire legs are very similar, except for the feet. And the arms are very similar, too. But I much prefer the head. It looks more aggressive. That's like Psycho Gundam ballpark. Yes, it is. I think Psycho Gundam was actually a very similar height. I'll search up Psycho Gundam height, and let's see if it tells me the height of the Psycho Gundam or the height of the model kit. Okay, 40 meters. Okay, so it's not quite as tall as Psycho Gundam, but it's definitely approaching that. Fun fact for Macross fans in my chat, 30 meters is about the size that a 1/72nd scale Macross would be. In case anybody's curious. Anyway, the chest also looks much more streamlined, and I much prefer the like symmetrical look there. So I'm definitely gonna put that above. Someone should make that for fun. I don't even want to think about how expensive those materials would be. Okay, this one. What was this one even called? That was that the Danazine? I forget some of the names of some of the vegan ones. Yeah, that's the Danazine. Thighs remind me of samurai gear for some reason. Samurai gear, I don't know what that is actually. But I think somebody's happy to see us. Actually, I didn't expect there to be any clippable moments from this stream, but let me mark it on the time just so I can later clip that if I so choose. But yes. But overall, this like takes the dragon aesthetic of the vague and mobile suits, and just like it takes it and runs. It just takes it and fucking runs with it. Could actually pass this as Zone of the Enders design. It could, yeah, maybe for some raptor-based mobile suit, like the later designs. Is that a mega particle cannon in your pants? Are you happy to see me? Indeed. That's exactly what it is. Okay, right when I said something about the connection issue in the chat, it comes back. Can you not send? Okay, we're back, yes. My connection, like, fucking died. Huh, it's saying I have 0 viewers now. Anyway, yeah, this sort of reminds me of some of the Zone of the Enders designs. No, that hasn't happened in a while, which I'm grateful for, but sometimes that does happen, and it was on my end. But yeah, this sort of reminds me of some of the Zone of the Enders designs for like at the end of the second game when they stop being like based on the skeleton of the raptor. His legs are so small. Oh yeah, because I had it zoomed in so you guys couldn't properly see the legs. Yeah. Yeah. But in the latter part of the second game, Zone of the Enders, when things stop being like based on the skeleton of the raptor, things like the Leopardo or the Narita, this kind of reminds me of some of those designs. But I think it's probably only gonna get C. He takes up so much space. That is actually funny. Anyway, next. He would look so much better without legs like this young / Nightingale. Perhaps. The Nightingale didn't have legs? I must be misremembering then. Because I thought it did. Like, kind of small ones, though. But yeah, perhaps he would. But then he couldn't land. Anyway, one that's gotten a lot of flack from the community, mainly for its weapons. The, why am I all of a sudden forgetting this one? The Genoese. I actually like this a lot. You can sort of see he should be vertical and occupy 2 tiers. That would actually be so funny. I could, if I really wanted to, I could probably do that by having 2 of his, like, images and then, like, I think the Nightingale should be amputated. Okay. But this sort of does a better job with that leg style than the Desperado, and sort of ends up looking more similar to how it did with Civilian Astray. This, like, way the waist is, I'm not that big a fan of. But I do like these, like, thrusters in the shoulders, and the bulky look on the arms. The feet, actually, I didn't like them at first, but I kind of love them now. And I really like the dome head. And then this here almost reminds me of some of Kana Tanibiko's work for Full Metal Panic, which I need to watch. But I think it looks great, especially this line here is very tasteful, and it goes quite well the way it's like that and then that. You know, not to that degree, but the way that like this it's like closer. This line is closer to the red part here than it is here. I mean, I think that was like perfect. And then you can sort of see right here, you can sort of see the beginnings of those like chins that things like the G Bouncer and the H2 would have. And this is probably a hot take, but I'm going to put it right here. It goes in B tier. Okay, I think this was called the... What was this called? It was the Fox something. Let me go look. This thing didn't appear in the anime. Genoese Fox Custom. Yes. I actually love the Genoese Fox Custom. The legs... So here we can see some more Zone of the Enders influence, I think, actually. Because the legs look very similar to the legs of the Phantoma, Lev from Zone of the Enders. And then the shoulders, the big shoulders go quite well with the, torso. And, you know, these big fuck-ass cannons and the 4-tube missile launchers look great, along with that like stumpy, almost CeraVe-like head. I love this thing. Those remind me a bit of the Silver Bullet. Yeah, a bit, but they're kind of more smooth. Where am I even gonna put this? I think right there actually is good. I really like that. And then the... Was it assault jacket or full jacket? I think it was assault jacket. This seems to be Age's take on the full armor Gundam, and you can see here with all these like vents. Those are just normal in the developer liner of the H1. They're not specific to this version of the H1. But you can sort of see the early like happenings of this. Seems to me like it's probably basically full armor O Gundam. It is very similar. It definitely, I think it is based very heavily on the, I mean, it's obvious to me that it is with the, like, the twin cannon here and the cannon on the one cannon on the shoulder, that it's based on the full armor Gundam. But it does end up being more similar to the full armor O Gundam, which is also based on the full armor Gundam, probably because they're both designed by Kanetani Ibikawa. But yeah, I am a big fan of, so this might surprise you guys, but I actually like this kind of like design with a bunch of weapons. I have a huge soft spot for it. Which is probably, honestly, because my first Gunpla I ever built was the Cherubim Gundam Saga. Which is definitely that kind of design. But this shield is just so cool with the two cannons on it. And I can sort of see how this is probably basically like a prototype for... Like, there's no way that the design data of the full armor O... Or, I mean, wow, I just almost called this the full armor O Gundam. Are you... There's no way that the like design data of the H1 assault jacket did not go into the development for the H1 Glanza. Like, these two are way too similar. That can't be a coincidence. The pronounced weapons tell you its personality. Yeah, exactly. I also like building in gunpla form, and I think I'm gonna put that here. Okay, next is the Genoese Custom. That's not the Genoese Custom. What was that even called? Was it? I think it was just called Genoese. No, it was called the Genoese Custom. Yeah, it was. Oh, right. I'm thinking of the Genoese Custom that had different colors, but it was still... Okay, yeah. It's called the Genoese Custom, yeah. Anyway, very similar to Genoese, but I'm a huge fan of this rifle design. Especially with this, like, heat knife there. So good. And then the... like antenna thing looks perfect with this. The shoulders have an amazing... I love the shoulder design with the like thrusters to the sides. And the shield is also quite cool. And the all white color scheme just tends to look really cool. If it had some slight, like very tiny red accents, almost like the... Okay, almost like the... Like if it had like decal marks like any Katoki mecha, but maybe not quite as much, that were red, that would just be perfect. So definitely that's going to go here. Or maybe let's put it in H here for now. Okay. The Victory Rifle did it better. I think the Victory Rifle did do it better, but this is a similar concept. And I at least like it as much. I actually might like... Or not as much. I at least like it almost as much. And I might like it as much. What was this one? Was this... I think this was the... No, that was that one. I'm trying to remember which one this one was. I really like the Vegan Mecha, but... Bro's pants put him in SSS. He does indeed wear pants. Was this the... Nope. I can't... Let me find out which... It's based on the Dorado. It wasn't the Dorado L. I'm trying to find... I'm sometimes bad at remembering ones. No, that was... That one, wasn't it? Yeah, the weird pod. Let me find... You know what? I like this trend on the vegans when they become more and more humanoid. Well, except for the Danazine, which was very dragon-like. But yeah, generally, I do like that the vegan MS become more humanoid. With exceptions. Exceptions apply, let's say. Person is literally wearing armor. Yes, I actually really like this joint style. And, oh, I can't, my mouse is gone. Okay, there it is. So, I really like this joint style here in the arms. And I was surprised when I built the, high-grade Zetas. I was surprised at how, like, how well that joint, like, felt, you know? It was, I thought it would I thought it would maybe be, like, very annoying or have very bad, like, posability, but no, it was actually, it was great. Oh, I think I remember which one this was. This was the Zetalus, wasn't it? Yeah, the Zetalus. So his head is kind of odd. It looks like some sort of mollusk. Like the ones that, like, shoot, like, bubbles out of the back of them to, like, move real fast. His claws and tail are very interesting. The shoes are a bit odd. I need to pick up that. I can send you one, if you, like, join my Discord server, I can post one there in the Gunpla channel after. I have a link to my Discord server in the description of the video on YouTube if anyone wants to see, or my link tree in the description of the Twitch, or my, like, bio on Twitch. Can't go wrong with Ashamar head. You know what? That is actually kind of similar to Ashamar, but I think the Ashamar does it way better because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't like his head. No Discord? Well, or Twitter. If you DM me on Twitter, so I know, like, who you are, I can send you one, like a picture of it. But his claws are also quite nice. And these, like, little thrusters there, I love those, that thruster design. And the vents being at the top of the chest is very interesting, and you don't see that often, and I really like it. Speculator, I promise. Okay, cool. I think I would probably put it higher if its colors weren't so garish. I actually, what is that? Am I even using that right? Let's find out. Okay. Crudely, adjective, crudely tasteful, or crudely or tastelessly colorful, showy, or elaborate. As closer decoration, yes. I am using the word correctly, yay! Is that... Can't do that first. Or can I? Yeah, I can. Okay. This was this? Hang on. I'm trying to remember for sure which one this was, because I don't want to embarrass myself. It's definitely a Genoese. I know that much. Well, this is Genoese O Custom. I think this is a Genoese O Custom. Let me just double check. Because I might be wrong. I have to do these guys justice because few people will. Not enough people like Age. Anyway, his head is kind of wide, but I actually really like it, particularly these, like, almost fang-like parts here. They're great. And then, you know, the main body is the same as the Genoese, but these, like, these parts here are very cool. I love these. Like the torso design of the Genoese. What do I think about the narrative? I do like the narrative quite a bit. I think it's interesting that there would be two different versions of the prototype, basically, for the new Gundam. And I think it's interesting to see failed design features that were decided not to be adopted for the new Gundam, such as the core fighter in the narrative. It's also, I think it's well designed as not being fully armored because it was just a test machine. So I do like the narrative. But these shoulders are quite nice. Why did you put Chewbacca in my chat? Wait, Lucy, you don't even watch Star Wars. Why did you put Chewbacca in my chat? Anyway, because it's you take that back. It being based on the new makes it already a win. Yes, well, out of universe anyway. I mean, in universe, the new is based on it. That and the Mu Gundam. But this is actually gonna go. It looks like me. Well, I don't want to look like Chewbacca. But don't be mean to him. Anyway. The Adele. Unless... Yeah, this is the Adele. The Clancho is the other one. And you can see, Lucilia, we're getting close to that one, which is somewhat pink. So you should be happy that it's getting close. So what's interesting is you can see a lot of massive similarities between the Adele, which can equip wear packs, and the H1, to where this is like so much of this is just H1. Like the torso here is the bottom of the torso here is H1. The arms are literally just H1. The legs are just H1 legs, and skirt armor too. Like literally the only differences are the upper part of the torso, the fact that it doesn't extend that far down, the shoulders, and the head. Those are the only differences from the H1. And I think it would be cool if mass production versions of Gundams would do that more. Like the gym is not as similar to the Gundam as this is to the H1. Gym Aqua shoulders. Oh, that is actually pretty similar to Gym Aqua. I didn't even notice that. Oh, actually, there's one other. The knee here is slightly different. But most people probably wouldn't even notice. But I do really like it. I think I like it just barely less than the H1. That thing. I can't see that thing close enough to know what it is, but I think it's a Genshin character that you just put in the chat. Paimon. Okay, Paimon. Lucilia, would you be happy to know that in Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, we don't know what it looks like because the design's never been revealed? Like, pain. I got very confused for a second because I'm in my headphones almost, like, I have all my liked songs and like playing on Spotify, and the song I was listening to right in the moment was Pain by 3 Days Grace. I was like, how does she know? Felt it in your soul. I mean, you're not wrong though. Just saying. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, the Clancha Custom, or was this the Clancha Custom or not Clancha? Not Clancha. The Clancha is the other one. Get your phone tracked. It's on my PC though, not my phone. But yeah, that would mean she's got my PC tracked, which honestly would be way more useful because I like almost never. I use my phone when I have to for things, and other than that, I don't use my phone. I hate mobile interfaces. Was this the Adele Mach 2? Yeah, the Adele Mach 2. So the Adele Mach 2 takes it a step further using a rifle that's very similar to the H1 and a shield that is literally the H1. Well, I guess technically it's the Genoese shield that the H1 also used. But the shoulders are interesting. The way that they, like, are similarly shaped. But they've got this part, like, open almost. And then the, like, sides there make it more bulky. And I do like it, but it's a similar, like, structure. And I like that a lot. And then the, it's got the gym-like... Oh, you can't see that. It's got the gym-like antenna there. And then this, like, Spec Ops part is so cool. And it's this, like... You wouldn't expect me to like this kind of, like, mobile suit that's, like, you know, very, like, gritty. But I honestly really do. I like ones like, say, the Exia more, but... I do like it probably... Let's put that there, and then let's move these guys down to B, because A is getting a bit crowded. I'll just move him down to C. Get out of the way, fat ass. Anyway. The biggest ECOS fan confirmed. The gym ECOS is quite nice. Oh, nice. Hearts of, me. Hand hearts. Yeah, cool. Okay, Lucille, the moment you are apparently waiting for. The clenche. I actually don't know. I don't remember if it's clench or clenche. I think it's clenche, though. But I absolutely love this thing. So the way, you guys know I love the way that, like pointy chests, and the pointy, like, head is, it works with it so well. It looks pregnant. What? How? But the, like, stomach is right here. That's the thinnest part of the chest. Or, like, the, like, waist. Like, the waist is, like, the thinnest part, because, like, the chest goes out, and then the pelvis goes out, too. How does it... I'm not gonna question anymore. You wouldn't know. Wow. What? Why did Stream Elements thing say that there? Ignore that. I already have it on? I guess so. That's not supposed to be there. Ignore that. Ignore that. I think she means it looks like it produces milk. Perhaps. Okay, so basically, chat, I haven't mentioned this. I was gonna like publicly announce it on Twitter later. At least I know that they got the link fixed. I was gonna like publicly announce it later, but I have been sponsored by Genshin Impact, but I'm not supposed to be like doing that yet because I'm Mothman Streamlabs. Yeah. I'm not. It's not supposed to be doing that yet because I'm not doing that. So basically, I accidentally clicked on the like start thing to start the like sponsorship, and I didn't want to. And once you start a sponsorship, you've got a limited amount of time. Didn't tell me you're rich. I am very much not rich. I am so poor. I'm gonna steal everyone's money. For legal purposes, that's a joke. Can I borrow 500 bucks? I'm not even gonna lie. I don't have $500. Wait, actually, no, wait. I think actually I do. Okay, right now I do. I think. Yeah. Because the government owed me money. Because taxes suck in America and they don't make sense. Okay, so I accidentally pressed it and I didn't want to, and I was freaking out, like maybe way too much. But I contacted Streamlabs support and they very graciously like extended it because I wanted to start next week because I already have my stream schedule all planned. I have it posted on my Discord, I have it posted on Twitter, I have it posted on a YouTube community post, and I have it on my on like a stream with it being the thumbnail, so you can easily see it by clicking on that stream. And I don't have any room for Genshin Impact. My streams this week are this, and I'm streaming Metal Gear Solid twice. So I was freaking out because I've only got 1 week. But I contacted Streamlabs support, and they very graciously extended by a week. So I'm not doing it, but technically my sponsorship with Genshin is active right now. So technically you could use that link to get Genshin, and it would count towards the goals. But you don't have to. That's not what this stream is about. Yeah, the Genshin, it's not real. Just ignore it. I'm gonna deactivate it after this stream, so I can reactivate it when it's actually like time, because that's not supposed to be happening right now. I did not expect that. That actually reminds me of the Evil Core Gundam. Oh yeah, the Alice Core Gundam. It kind of does. Or the new, the new, what was it called? Live with You. But I'm not gonna lie, I think the Clanche does it better than both of them. But also, it's got nice big thighs and nice childbearing hips. I'm not actually. I have zero sexual feeling towards this mecha, by the way. I do really like it, but not sexually. Pregnant? It's not pregnant. What? Well, actually, when you think about it, hang on. Wait. It's got a person. It's got like a smaller than it person in the cockpit, which is right here. Oh my god, all mecha are pregnant except the except small ones. Small ones usually don't have it in the stomach. And some that have it in the head. Want to go through a lie detector? Yes, I'm willing to go through a lie detector. I have sexual feelings for very few mecha. I do really like this one though. But not in a sexual way. Now, you're right, I'm not brave enough to accept that. I'm still not gonna accept it, even though I kind of already did. Anyway, the skirt armor there is also quite nice, and I absolutely love these like thrusters here. That damn Chewbacca emoji. Why is there a Chewbacca emoji in the first place on Twitch? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it looks very sleek, and you can definitely tell it transforms, and it's going in second place. Even above the sword using... Well, no. Actually, no. Let's put it right there. I almost can't tell that it says yay. Congratulations. Okay, another massive favorite of mine. I have the high grade of this, and I need to build it. Ow, what is stabbing me? Oh. I had my gunplay nippers on my chair, and I was sitting on them on accident, and they stabbed me in the leg. It was you. Wow, you're shorter than I thought. Just, like, fit, like, under my leg on my chair. Semen bot, what? Oh, because it's all white. You want to see the real... You want to see that... Hang on. Dead. Well, good luck while you're that short. What was it called? Ass stab. I don't think that's gonna kill me. Okay, you guys want to see the real semen mecha? The Gundam? For the record, what I'm about to show you, I actually think it's pretty cool, despite the fact that I'm going to call it the Gundam, because that's really funny. Real semen condom mecha, yes. The Gundam. You know, like Gundam, but cum. Yeah, the Gundam. So, this is because it's, for those who don't know, like Lucilia. Actually, Lucilia, if you remember that one that I said... The real semen condom mecha. Lucilia, if you remember the one that I showed you in DMs a while back, that was like, I said it could turn invisible, and it was piloted by the boy who's nice, or whose like main character, like personality was being a nice person. The fact that it can turn invisible is why this thing exists. It's molded in clear plastic so that it looks like it's invisible. But, and I think that's, for the record, I think that's really cool. That's a great idea, and I'm happy they did that. But I'm going to joke about it being the Gundam, because that's really funny. The Gundam kind of was sperm in the anime. Well, in the anime it doesn't look like that, though. But I'm gonna stop talking about that now, because I don't know how much I can get away with saying stuff like that before Twitch gets mad at me. Gundam, yes. Anyway, so in comparison, this is not the semen robot. Anyway, I love this thing. The bunny ear style like head things. I love it when mecha do that. The overall like shape of the face, it looks very aggressive and cool. I think it would look even cooler with a V-fin, but I think that would work really well with the ears. And I mean, it's a kind of tiny cool design. He likes those, and I can't blame him. And then I also really like these like Hyakushiki style binders. Better in motion, definitely. Honestly, while I do think it's better in motion, I think it still looks amazing in pure line art form. The small legs with the small lower legs with big thighs, almost, and the white color, it almost reminds me of a guard frame from Nice of Sidonia. I do a tier list of Nice of Sidonia mecha, but there's like 5 total, so that would be kind of short. That we see ever in the manga, which has a lot more in the anime. There's the type 15. No, there's type 5 guard frame shown once, a type 15 guard frame, a type 17 guard frame, type 18 guard frame, 19, 20, 21, high cost prototype, and the Crimson Hawkmoth. And that's it. Oh, and there's the Tsugumori Kaini. But that's all there is. That's not enough for a tier list. That's less than Turn A Gundam has, and I struggled finding enough things to add to make it a tier list then. I think I even added... I forgot what that one's name is. Anyway, I love this thing. Like a lot. The pointy shoulders are also great. I'm gonna put it there. Just barely. No, I like these two almost exactly as much. I'll just put it above it for now. That might change later though. Okay. Now we get to the G-Zephos. Very clearly based on the GXCs. I mean, G-Bouncer. I haven't even done the GXCs yet, come to think of it. But I love the way this does all the pirate aesthetic stuff. So the way that that sword, it like looks believable for a mecha sword. But it still looks like a cutlass. I think it's perfect for that. I love this as a pirate mecha so much. And the way it does the pirate hat, and the way that like is like clearly based on the existing shapes of the G-Bouncer is so good. And then this hook with the like gun arm, it's so pirate. Lesbian look. What? Is that lesbian look or lesbian look? I can't tell. Are you saying it looks like a lesbian, or are you telling me, a lesbian, to look? I can't... You've got to be specific. Anyway, I love all of the Basidian Space Pirate mecha. I didn't include some, but... No, like the lesbian look, don't look at me. Okay. Anyway, pirate mecha are so cool, and this is, I think this does the pirate aesthetic as well as it does it better than the H2 Dark Hound. Where's the peg leg? That would have been cool, but I'm kind of look. Lesbian look, Aya looks at me. What? Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Where do I put this? Here? Here? How much do I like this? There. Which means I could probably gotta put him in A. And then I'll put these there, and then I'll put him in C. But I gotta keep this in B. I gotta keep this in C, or Lucilia will travel to like 15,000 kilometers or whatever and bite me. And I think that would hurt. So I gotta keep this in... I can't put it down to D. I'm not allowed. Okay, this... So, one thing I want to point out, if you look very closely, you can see a, like, Gundam face behind the, like, visor of the Adele. That is so peak. I love that so much. I'm a hostage. Yeah. This happens semi-regularly, actually. Anyway, the Adele Starks. It's got... I really like these, like, big, boosters on the shoulders. They're kind of like the, GPO2, but cooler. Giant thruster bells, my beloved. So true. I do still prefer the giant thrusters on this thing. That is probably based on it. Well, probably based on the, Age 1 Starks, anyway. But still. And it's just like... There's thrusters everywhere. These, like, cables they're perfect. I would probably use a power cable for an old tablet or something if I were going to try and make this in Gunpla form for this. And that's, like, I love this, like, thing. And then it's got, like, those, like, tick mark style, like, details that Kanetani Biko loves so much that I also love so much. Because it's the developer version of the line art. And these big shoulders are also very cool. And I'm going to put this right there. Okay, actually, I should do the normal. Why is he on there twice, too? Look at this bitch. He's on there twice. That's 3 of them on there twice so far. That's fucked up. There's some I want to do before others. Okay. It's a good thing I turned off my speakers because I just accidentally unplugged my headphones and music would have come blaring out of my speakers, which Twitch would not like copyrighted music all of a sudden playing. Anyway. The Gafran. I actually have the advanced grade Gafran. That's actually a kind of fun fact. There were these model kits called advanced grade model kits. They, at least the Gafran, the tail has 0 articulation. Although you can take it off and put it in the hand. The arms have 0 articulation, except swiveling like spinning around. The leg, the entire waist has 0 articulation, like, at all. And it's, like, $5. But what was cool about it is it had a computer chip inside. So when you found the Gundam Age arcade game, you could put the Gunpla on the arcade, and it would load up that mobile suit. And that is so cool, and it came with like a card too. And I didn't ever expect to find one outside of Japan. I thought I wanted to get one eventually. I thought I was gonna have to like order one from Japan. It would be like hella expensive, but I managed to find one like just out in the wild in a hobby store, like in person. And it was a very interesting build. But all you can really do is stand there. But I'm still happy I got it. They were gunning for the younger audience so hard. They were, but I still really like Gundam Age. I think Gundam Age, is one of the best Gundam shows, but I also think it is perhaps the single biggest wasted potential in all of Gundam. The amount of story they crammed into Gundam Age should not have been a 49 episode anime. That should have been at least a 150 episode anime. Preferably 200. Maybe 100. Well, 100 could have been okay. Yeah, 100. Actually, 100 might have been best. But yeah, it should have been at least twice as long as it was. And if it was, it would probably be my favorite Gundam show. But it gets overtaken now by 00 and Zeta and probably Wish for Mercury and maybe Double Zeta and probably Victory as well. And it's kind of sad to see how much potential is wasted, but it's still amazing. It is still one of my favorite Gundam shows. Maybe Gundam Age should have come out in the 90s. They definitely would have been more amicable to a longer runtime then. But at the same time, I don't think we would have gotten such good designs, especially since the designs Junya Ishigaki were making in the 90s were nothing like this. They were still, like, they were great, to be fair. Like the, my beloved Kanen Ilahudo. Let me show you, I love the Kanen Ilahudo. Let me show you guys him. It is the kind of design that does look better in animation. But I can show you him anyway. Look at this thing! I love this thing! Kanen Ilahudo, my beloved! Like, how could you not love this thing? And what kills me is this thing never had a single model kit. Not even a, like, really old 1144 scale that's impossible to find now. Not even a resin kit by a third-party company. There is no model kit of the Kanen Ilahudo. You want a model kit of that? Well, fuck you. And I do want a model kit of that, so fuck me, I guess. And it just kills me because I love this design so much. Anyway, this was designed by Junya Ishigaki. Like, these have the same mechanical designer, if you'd believe it. So the stuff Junya Ishigaki was making in the 90s wasn't like this, and this design could not exist without Zone of the Enders. Like, the Zone of the Enders influence here is insane. Anyway, I didn't actually talk about this, come to think of it. So, I do really like the, like, shrouded head, and the way the wings wrap around the waist when it's in, like, humanoid mode is very cool. The big, tail-mounted cannon is nice. The feet look a bit odd, but the legs are pretty cool. And this thing had an amazing first appearance. This is another one that looks better in animation. But this thing's first appearance with Flit saying that they're monsters, it was just so intimidating. I love that. It did such a good job. And I do kind of wish it was appreciated more by the community. Like, I can still hear its, like, visor, like, sound. And, like, I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's so good. I love for what it is, it was very, very well, like, represented. So I'll put it here. Bro shows some build fighter, so I'm sure it's loved. I forgot about that, actually. Well, to be fair, though, this thing showed up in Build Divers. Actually, the Kanani Lafudo showed up in Build Fighters and Divers, and I know that's not loved, except by me. I am the Kanani Lafudo rep. I'm the one who loves the Kanani Lafudo. Anyway. Wait a second, the Kanani Lafudo. I just realized the Kanani Lafudo is vaguely kind of sort of lesbian colors. Anyway, this thing also had a very nice first appearance. The chest is very nice. It sort of reminds me of, once again, we're going back to Zone of the Enders, but it sort of reminds me of Jehudi's chest from Zone of the Enders. Cat ears? Actually, it's got wolf ears, because it's powered by Wolf Enicle. That's W-O-O-F, or L-F. W-O-O-L-F, but still. Man, it's insane how like Gundam Age managed to take Wolf Enicle from when I first saw him, me like hating his fucking guts, to like him being one of my favorite Gundam characters of all time. That's a Catboy robot. Okay. Anyway, it's I think that motherfucker that Flit Arc Wolf was kind of cringy, honestly. I love him for it. Don't get me wrong. I love him for it. But he was kind of cringy. And that motherfucker, if I'm not remembering, called the Beam Sabers Wolf Fangs. And I wish I was joking. He's so cringy, but I love him for it. He exists in, okay, Flit Arc Wolf exists in a similar place in my head as early Dragon Ball Yamcha. If that makes sense. Anyway. I love this thing. But not as much. I think I love it enough to put it in A tier. No, I'll put it here. And then finally, the Legilis. Fun fact, Legilis was actually my first exposure to Gundam Age. I saw it in some, like, I think it was like a Watch Mojo video or something. Yamcha's the NTR King. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So please, for reference, I don't want any spoilers for Dragon Ball. And for those who have watched it, a RILF, so this is a RILF to you, huh? But to avoid spoilers for Dragon Ball, where I am in Dragon Ball, Goku just reached Kaio-sama at the end of the Serpentine Road, like just. And Gohan recently started his training with Piccolo, so. I'm at this like very start of Z, because I haven't actually watched. I had very little exposure to Dragon Ball, which is good because I don't want spoilers. And I started with the original Dragon Ball because it would be psychotic to not start with the original Dragon Ball. But yeah, I would like no spoilers at all for Dragon Ball in my chat if possible, please. I really don't want Dragon Ball spoiled for me, because I'm really enjoying it, and I want to be surprised by what happens. And right now, I know almost nothing about what happens after this. Literally, all that I know is that Vegeta is a character at some point, and that's actually all I know, come to think of it. Oh, at some point, it's kind of big enough time to spoil it. Yeah, I suppose. But I would prefer even vague spoilers to be avoided if possible. Thank you very much. But the only other thing I know other than Vegeta is at some point a character in some way, is I know about the existence of Orange Piccolo. I don't know what he is, or if he's like, I don't know if it's like another form of the Piccolo we already know, or if it's a whole different character. And I know that there are like different Super Saiyan forms, but I don't even know what those are. And I know that there is Ultra Instinct, but I also don't even know what that is. And that's literally all that I know for the entire rest of Dragon Ball. So, yeah, I think actually most people probably who are in the anime community happen to have more exposure to Dragon Ball spoilers than I did. So I consider myself thankful that I happen to not. But anyway, back to this dude. I really like these like wing things. Orange Piccolo is when he's roid raging. That is an insane... I can't wait till I get there. Real Nation, where are you at? This is another mecha that I absolutely love, but sadly for you, I can't agree that it's in a sexual way. But I love the vents all over it. It's definitely very like important to this thing's design. The fact that it can have either 2 eyes or a Vagan type sensor is very cool, and it shows that it was like, you know, based on the age of the orbital. The knees are very cool, and overall all the shapes blend together in a really nice way. And it's got the nice pointy chest, not as pointy as it could be, but still it's very nice. And it's got a cannon tail, which is always appreciated. Probably my favorite thing about its appearance is these like wing binder things on the backpack. I don't know what this hole in his pants is for. I think it's for probably refueling of some kind. But anyway, the feet kind of work with the Legilus a lot better. This is definitely one of my favorite designs. And I would be remiss not to put it in S tier. The only thing I don't like about the yellow balls being so lazy. I have mixed feelings about the yellow balls. And then this is the Robot Feet version. For those who don't know, Robot Feet is a friend of mine who was often in the chat, but not right now. I do like the shoulders actually a decent amount more. The red colors are interesting, and the like spikes out of the knees are very cool, but I kind of actually, for once, I actually like the normal Zetas without the spikes on the knees better. And also, a spear is not personally my kind of weapon, but it is Robot Feet's kind of weapon. But then also the spikes coming out of the arms, as much as I usually love that, for once I actually kind of don't like it as much. The purple I don't like on this. I don't think the purple really works very well with it. But I do love these thrusters there on the side, so this is going to go 69 times faster. I'll put it right there. I should probably put him back down in A, though. Maybe him as well. Okay. This is, I think a lot of people who like Gundam Age like this. The, Thelvia. I do really like these, like, bits. These large bits. Those are very cool. Anime is based on the G-bound, so you can't go wrong with that. The black green with with purple accents is, I mean, it's kind of Batman Joker-ish. But I actually do, it kind of works, honestly. It sort of works. This, like, purple there is very cool. Is that a zone? Wait, huh? Let me look up what that is. I'm not seeing anything for that, so I don't think you said the MS right. If you explain what it is to me, I'm sure I'll know it. But the one thing I do like more than the normal G-Bouncer, well, I do hate that they got rid of the bunny ears. This antenna there is very cool. And I'll put it right there. That looks right. No. Thing up shows in Destiny to kill Kira. What was that? Green crab things, yeah. I don't actually remember what that thing's name was. I have a, I definitely have it. Oh, I don't remember the model number either. So I can't look for it. Let's find out. Huh. I'm not getting any. By the way, for those who weren't here when I said at the start of the stream, because I literally had one viewer at that point, this stream is actually a celebratory stream of the fact that tonight I am going to see Gundam Seed Freedom in theaters, and I am so hyped because I found out. So Gundam Seed was my third Gundam show after Gundam 00, which is still my favorite, and Gundam Wing. I blasted through all of Gundam 00. Like I was staying up until 3 a.m. every day, and then except on weekends I would wake up at 6 a.m. for school, for like schoolwork, and then I would only get 3 hours of sleep every single day because I watched all of Gundam 00. I blasted through it, and then I watched all of Gundam Wing, and I didn't have access to any. So what's kind of funny is back then my only electronic device I had, the only one, was an Amazon Fire tablet. I don't know if anybody here knows what that is, but it's basically an Android, but trying really, really hard to make you think it's not an Android. So there's no Google things at all, like none, not even Google Play Store. Instead, you got the Amazon Play Store, which has a lot less stuff. And because of how my parents were, I had parental controls on it, and I didn't like that. I mean, who would? And so I found a way around it, and this is actually so funny to me. So I was a very determined child, and I was also quite resourceful. So my way around it is I found out there was like a workaround through the game Minion Rush, which is like it's a Temple Rush style game, but it's like Despicable Me. And you could enter basically a web browser that was inbuilt in the game for watching trailers on YouTube. At the time, I only knew how to get to YouTube. I didn't know how to go to other websites yet, but I did eventually figure out how to go to other websites through Minion Rush. I think I must have been, okay, so let's see, this was like 2014. It had to be 2014 because about a year later I watched Iron-Blooded Orphans as it aired. So it was 2014. God, I was 10. Yeah, I had to have been 10. Maybe 11. Maybe. Anyway, so I watched Gundam Wing on, like, I watched it. It was like a video of Gundam Wing in the English dub, of course, because I was watching English dub back then because I had no idea what good taste was. And I was, it was like a video of like a TV next to a fireplace, and on the TV was Gundam Seed at like 1.3 speed, on like a weird overlay so that it like messed with the video a little bit. Or not Gundam Seed, Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing fans are coming to end you. I watched it. When I rewatched it, I watched it in the English subtitles. But honestly, the dub for Gundam Wing is it's not bad actually, especially for a '90s like dub on Toonami of all things. I think it was Toonami. Yeah, the Gundam Wing dub is not bad. I mean, the subtitles is better, particularly what was his name? Taketo Koyasu does a great job as X Marquise. Although it does pain my heart to see that right now Gundam Wing is the hated show. It's nice it's not Seed for once. I'm used to back in that era in YouTube comments, if you displayed a liking for Gundam Seed, it was over for you. You lost all respect in any community. You were done. People were gonna make fun of you in the replies for liking Gundam Seed. So it's just crazy to me that people like Gundam Seed now. I mean, it never really bothered me that people were like making fun of me in YouTube comments because I kind of didn't care. But yeah, YouTube comments was, I don't know if it's, I don't think it still is, but YouTube comments used to be really, really toxic back then. It was kind of a terrible place. But anyway, I would watch Gundam Wing, and it was like, it was such bad quality because it was like 480p or 360p more likely, and it was like only a small part of the screen, and I was already watching it. I couldn't go into like full view. I had to watch it in portrait mode because that's just how it was. Until later when I found a better way, but that was after I watched Wing. And it's very funny to me because like modern anime fans will not experience Mixed on Seeds, you might survive back then. Yeah, I mean, I love Gundam Seed. I always have. And Destiny, too. I love Destiny. But anyway, I got way out of track talking about how toxic YouTube comment sections used to be. Genuinely think some parts of Seed are better than 100 years of UC. Yeah. I mean, UC, as much as I love UC, UC's got this problem of the 1 Year War is heavily oversaturated. And then from past, like, from even past, like, Zeta, past the Grips conflict, until, actually, anything after that, really, is, like, we've got almost nothing. We got some sauce for, around the Victory and Crossbone era, but even that's, like, it's not great, you know? Oh, I think it was the Zeno. The conflict never ends. Was the Zeno the one that went to... I think the Zeno was not the one that went to kill. It was the Ash. Yes. So when you said in the chat, when you said zone, you were probably thinking of the Zeno. That's capital Z, lowercase n, capital O. But I think the ones that went to kill Kira were the Ash. I mean, they're both very similar, so I definitely could be misremembering. Not the Zeno? No? It's gotta be... Well, the Ash was definitely the one that went to try and kill Kira. I'm almost certain. Yes. Okay, yeah, it was definitely the Ash. Anyway, I should get back. Ash? A-S-H. It's just Ash in all caps. Like that. Twitch chat, you can just see it since this is like a direct like response to a question, you can just see it in the chat box there. Anyway, I should probably get back to this, huh? Okay, the dude who thinks he's the Dark Matter booster. Although I think the Dark Matter booster was designed by Kanetani Ibikawa, so he probably borrowed his Dark Matter booster design for this, or vice versa. I don't actually remember which one came out first. Wait. No, Build Fighters was, I think, 15, so this... Or 14? 14 or 15. So yeah, this must have come out first. So yeah, Dark Matter Booster is based on this, not the other way around. Never mind. So Dark Matter Booster thinks he's Sid. It would have been nice if this got a model number, but I understand why it doesn't. These, like, things, and, oh man, the fact that they used, like, CGI for this made it look unearthly. Looks like an Ace Combat boss. The only Ace Combat I've played is 7. And that was Hugin Munin, so that's not similar to this, but I'll just take your word for it. I'll believe you. But I actually do quite like this. It's a very not normal design. It's the ash, the neon green on it makes it look infamous. Ah, I see. So where do I put this, though? I do really like it. But how much do I like it? Probably exactly that much. Now, how do I even feel about this? So this, even the line art is CGI, and it looks like Smash. I'm not sure how you plan on smashing a giant 30-meter tall thing made of metal. So, especially because apparently you're just like a few centimeters. You've been here just sitting there waiting to say smash about that thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Belongs in the fat ass tier. Anyway, I want to put this in D because my little sister's saying smash about it. But the problem is I really like this design. I actually, having not seen Gundam Age, I designed something very similar, but not nearly even close to as good, and it was kind of bad. But the concept was similar. I stopped saying what I was saying, and I got so distracted. What I was saying is that, like, so I watched Gundam 00, and then I watched Gundam Wing, and then after that I watched Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny. I watched them in that order because I heard people on YouTube say that Hiro and Kira are both similar to Setsuna Seiei, and they were so fucking wrong. Kira Yamato is nothing like Setsuna. Anyway, despite that, I heard about... I can barely see the lines on this thing. Yeah, that... I don't know what to do with that. I was waiting for you to be done yapping out the previous ones, but you're the yapper and it's cute, so I decided to start the stream with silence, smash ready in your hand. Did you have it, like, typed out in the chat, just ready to press enter? That's fucked up. I think... That's fucked up. Oh my god. You're a menace to creatures everywhere. And there's two kinds of creatures. There's this kind of creature, and then the other kind of creature. Anyway, I heard about Gundam Seed Freedom. And then, like, maybe Kira is so different. Kira is, like, he's nothing like Setsuna. Kira is, like, the opposite of Setsuna. If anything, Athrun is more similar to Setsuna. Honestly. Anyway, I heard about Gundam Seed Freedom when I heard that it was canceled because, you know, the writer died. Who, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, the writer was also the director's wife. Hiro and Setsuna, maybe. Yeah, they're decently similar, at least. Anyway, so... Ripchiaki, yes. I've heard the dialogue in Gundam Seed Freedom from people who watched it in Japan already. I've heard it's not as good as Gundam Seed, which is... There's this... Something that I've... like a brainworm that I've just got sitting in my head, is I love lines that just make no sense. Like a common... She don't really like Seed. Yeah. So, it's this kind of like... this nature of the way that she has lines be, and a good example that I almost certain she did not write is that meme. I think it came from a Fate anime that was something like people die when they're killed, and it's like, it's a meme because, yeah, it sounds kind of funny. Of course people die. That's silly because it's obvious, and why would you have to say that? But I actually love that line because that's the kind of thing people would say in that, like, circumstance. They mean, like, you know, your actions have consequences. The people you kill aren't ever coming back to life. But it's just the phrase, people die when they're killed, is the kind of thing that people would say, like, right in the moment. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to them. And they're not thinking, they're just saying because it's right in the moment. And I think Chiaki has this, it's a similar way of, like, the things characters say, they feel very realistic. It's this mundaneness to it. And I love that so much. It almost feels similar, but obviously different because it's not dialogue and such, but it almost feels similar to the part of, like, the mundane nature of the part of the original Gundam where they run out of salt and it's a big issue. Which is another thing I really love. But so I am curious to see how well the writing, especially, is. Maybe she's way too immersed in her process. Well, I mean, it works, so good on her then. I am curious to see if or how good the writing, especially the dialogue writing, will be. But yeah, so I've been waiting for this movie for almost a decade. And I gave up hope. I thought it wasn't going to happen because you heard nothing about it. And then, like, it's happening now and it's real. And it's like, until like yesterday, it was nothing. And the only reason I was able to go to sleep last night, because I'm so excited, is the fact that I was just so goddamn tired. I was so tired because I've been... Honestly, this is just a great year for things I've been waiting for way too long for, because another thing I've been waiting for way too long is a proper sequel to the old PC game Star Control 2, better known nowadays by its free source name, the Irquan Masters. And that's also finally getting a sequel. And it's like, I've been waiting for that since I was like 7 years old. The only tricky thing is freedom is a jumble of notes. That probably shouldn't have been watching the movie. Yeah, I mean, I'm still sure it's gonna be great. Not to mention, I've been waiting for this for like I'm afraid it's been 9 years. So yeah, it's like, I'm gonna see it. But anyway, like, because of that, because of Freestar Children of Infinity, which is what the sequel's called to Urquell Masters, I've been, every single day, I've been making a video of, like, a technical overview of a ship from the game. But the thing is, I don't know how to edit videos. A large amount of my video editing, I learned yesterday and the day before while making the videos. But by just basically forcing myself to do so, which is, honestly, I learned way too many things like that. But yeah, because of that, I was really tired. Otherwise, I would not have been able to sleep at all last night. I don't even remember going to bed, honestly. I was that tired. I remember before that, I was watching Dragon Ball and building my 1/100th scale no-grade Savior Gundam. Anyway, I should probably get back to talking about this thing, huh? It's got a very skinny appearance, and it's like 2 eyes. That's so intimidating. It almost reminds me of the Blue Destiny units. These like weird sickle things on its hand are weird, but they're also cool. Who keeps granting my wishes? Actually, that's true, because I've been getting a lot more sponsorships too. You know what? Oh my god. I just realized. I completely forgot about it. But, my friend Inkyo, formerly known as, Kasumi Yori, I accidentally said Yori, I meant Yoru. My friend Inkyo, does tarot card reading, so I asked them to like, read, or to, like, do a tarot card reading for me. And that's actually, one of my cards that was drawn was apparently the World, and that's, like, the things that I've had recently actually fit, like, very perfectly with that. I just realized that. Holy shit. Yeah, at first I asked because, oh, that would be kind of fun. But then every single time I've asked them to do a tarot reading for me, it was, like, ridiculously accurate. And I was like, I kind of have to believe now, you know? It's like, I mean, it clearly at least works a little bit. So. Sa Bardo! Yes, anyway, yeah, this dude is, like, tall and lanky and creepy, and I love him. Nice plug, time to drop that link. Indeed. Where am I gonna put him? Lower, because my little sister's saying wood about him. Right there. And you know what? If you need any more knowledge about the Zone of the Enders influence, just try and tell me that doesn't look like Anubis. Just because, like, I mean, it's definitely not 1-to-1. But gotta go have fun. Well, thanks for stopping by. Definitely appreciate you being here. See ya whenever I next happen to. But yeah, you guys can't tell me that there's not Anubis no cockpit. Yeah, but I mean that's probably because it's not piloted by a human being. But like the influence is still very clearly there. Like it's even got the tail and everything. Anyway, I'll talk more about this when it's actually time. Okay, the Kronos. This one, I'm very sad this doesn't have a high-grade kit. I think the only kit it has is the advanced grade, which I'm eventually going to buy one of and make it can be sued for the wings, indeed. I'm eventually going to buy the advanced grade of this. Goodbye. Yes, goodbye. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice having you in the stream chat. Eventually I'm going to buy an advanced grade of this and combine it with some high grade, probably a high grade, Zeus. And make, a high grade quality Kronos. But I really like the thicker, like, arms and legs. And especially with the context of that's where most of the hits are going to be, and the way electromagnetic armor works. I think that's great, especially the way that this part flares out and then this part flares out is very cool. And these cannons are so good, especially these like heat dissipating fins. They almost look like heat sinks in a computer. And then the joint here in the foot is very well protected. Gotta love that. And these fins here are also great. But yeah, this is one of my favorite designs. It's a shame that it was piloted by, to not give spoilers who it was piloted by. How much do I like it though? Probably that much. Okay, now for the one that thinks it's from, what was that? Oh god, what was that show called? It was supposed to be like a competitor Gundam. It very famously had Hiroyuki Sawano do the soundtrack. And then Hiroyuki Sawano also did the soundtrack to Gundam Unicorn, like a year later. Oh man, the Sleipnir, one of the mecha from it was called the Sleipnir. Aldnoah Zero. This thing looks a lot like this guy. He thinks he's from Aldnoah Zero. It looks a lot like the like one of the mecha from Aldnoah, like the space pack of the Sleipnir, I think it was, from Aldnoah Zero. Anyway, these things, these like wire bits look great. The nice big rifle is very cool. I love the like nice pointy Zone of the Ender style feet. That's so good. I always love that. And it's also got these nice pointy knees. Very cool. And you know, it's the H3. So that's always good. And these fins here are also very, very cool. This is my favorite H3 wear by a lot, actually. Actually, I think it's good enough to go on S. At least there. Probably actually there. I'll put that probably there. And now we're here to the the differs. I don't know if this is well loved or not. I'm guessing not. Once we mass produce the differs, it's over for, I forgot what the Federation in that show is called. I think it was just called the Federation. Anyway, I do like how it's got like a dude in there. You can imagine him like popping out and he's got like little short legs. But yeah, this thing is kind of weird. It's kind of like really bulbous over here. And then the legs are like very long. I understand why you'd love this. But I don't. I'll put it there though. But I need to go to the bathroom real quick. So I will be right back. Heyo, Netachi. I am back. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, I made some really spicy mapo tofu the other day, and it's hit my stomach hard. I had the leftovers yesterday. Anyway, it's time for the Rozo R, an aquatic mobile suit. I definitely see some heavy Hygog inspiration here. I really like how all the fingers are like half thumb, half finger. That is just, it works so well, in my opinion. The legs are a bit odd. Namely, these like vent parts also being the feet, pretty much. That's kind of odd, but I dig it. I like it. It's cool. And then this thin waist. Oh, he does it so well. Sometimes I cannot like thin waists. I can tend to not sometimes. Like the Iron-Blooded Orphans ones. I don't like the way they do it. I don't think it works that well. But this dude, he's got it going on. He knows what's up. And these like nice big forearms are great. And then the head and the way that it like smoothly like blends in with the rest of the body is great. And it's got a very vegan head while still looking nice for aquatic use. I think it'd be better if the chin was a bit more pointed, but I mean it's still good. And it's, you know how I love the pointy chests. This is probably my favorite ever aquatic mobile suit design. Even though he's a fat ass and takes up way too much space on the tier list. Actually, he's gonna go at the top of A. Okay, the Age 1 Razor. Another Age 1 using the developer line art, which is always great. Really like these blade weapons. As I recall, this one like ended up showing a weakness of the Age system. The fact that it doesn't take the skill of the pilot into consideration, because this thing takes a huge, massive amount of skill to use correctly due to the intense weight of the Shigeru blades on the knees and especially on the arms. But it's got overall a very like sharp feel. The feet, normally I wouldn't like, but with this they really work. And this is probably my second favorite wear for the Age 1, after the Sordia, of course. The front skirt armor are great. The small shoulders, nice, not going to get in the way of this. Really appreciate that in the design. And of course, shin-mounted weapons are always good. And the way these arms like point up, or like the way this like curves and then goes back into the rest of the arm, it's great. And it makes the arm look a bit more sturdy, even though I don't think it would actually do that. I'll put it here, and I'll actually put this below that. Now, what was this one called? Let me find it. I don't even remember this being in the show, but imagine if I didn't include this thing. Like, this thing is so silly. The Girdolin. Or Girdolin? I don't remember if it was Girdolin or Girdolin. But fucking look at this creature. That is the only way. Like Flit says, they're not mobile suits, they're monsters. I say that's not a mobile suit, that's a creature. It's so creature. I love it. It looks like it looks like a barrel. And then like you just stuck arms on it and like give it a pointy thing and then whatever that is. I did not mean to say pointy with a British accent. Fuck, I'm never going to skip the British allegations. I love this thing. I love it so much. But I can't justify giving it higher than C tier. I can give it that high. That's it. That's as high as I can give it. I'm sorry, but that's as high as I can possibly give it. I'll put him in D, though. Just to fill it out a bit more. Did I just try and save as? Yeah, I meant to open images, new tab. Okay, the Age 1 Spallow. Here you can see where the G-Bouncer feet came from. Or legs. Actually, just in general where the G-Bouncer design came from. But I don't think the torso does what the G-Bouncer is nearly as well. I do wonder, though, if the G-Bouncer high grade is gonna have the like, runners from the Spallow. I'm guessing it probably will. And that's gonna go here. I'll have to put this in. No, you can say an A. Okay, we're getting kind of close to the end now. The Age 1 Artemis. So this one, these are not cannons, they're sensors. This is another one that was from, I think this one was from EXA log. Once again, you gotta love the, like, Zone of the Ender style pointy ass feet. Always good. Like, the sensor gun and the big sensors here are so good. I like the idea that there will be a big sensor, like, just a mobile suit with the biggest sensors imaginable to, like, directionally sense to counteract the Umbrella of Artemis. Or no, the Umbrella of Artemis was the seed thing. I mean, the invisible umbrella. That's just, it's so cool. I love that idea. And I don't know if there's that much to say other than that, but it definitely goes probably here. I love the feet. What can I say? The legs. Actually, I want to put this higher, like there. Maybe even there. I'll have to make this at some point. And then finally, the Shaldal Custom, I think this was. Yeah. I really like this almost Gym 3 or Gym Colt districts like visor. The little antenna always looks good on Age Federation units. The rifle is nice and boxy. It doesn't look too flashy. It doesn't look too basic. I really like it. The shoulders have that sort of similar vibe to the Spallow, which is always that's always nice. I mean, other than that, it's very similar to the G-Bouncer. I mean, the GXEs. I could be getting mixed up. But, regrettably, I don't like it nearly as much. It lacks the vibe. Probably... These are actually very similar now that I think about it. Next, the Gundam. In the show, this was only seen in the, what was it called? In the, like, a painting. I actually kind of want to make this in Gunpla form. I think that would be pretty cool. But I believe, in universe, after the events of the show, Flit made this, like, a reality based on the Age 1. I really like these, like, these right there. The nice big sword is, it's not normal in Gundam, but I love it a lot. And also, this antenna is very cool. And the chin. Usually, like, big chins are not my thing, but oh my god, that chin is something else. These shoulders are kind of big, but they're also pretty nice. It makes the arms, like, a bit longer, and it makes it have a very strong look. It looks like an ancient hero, and it does the look perfectly. These thighs have a similar shape to Exia's, but a bit, but specifically Exia Repair 2, but a bit, sharper, and that's really cool. And overall, it's a very nice, well-rounded design that it does the job of looking like an ancient hero, which is what it's trying to do, perfectly. And, I mean, what more can you want than being what it is, you know? And I'm gonna put it the tail end of... No, I'll put it right... there. Lots of A tiers from this. Okay, the Age 1 Titus. Are you guys ready for a hot take? I don't really like the Titus that much. It's like the big ball shoulders and the big arms. It's like, they're cool. And like, it's, okay, I get what they were going for. And I think they did a good job going for that. But that doesn't mean I like it. It's well designed, but I don't have to like it because I don't really like what they're going for. And it's kind of, to me, it feels kind of kiddish, you know? And just overall, I'm not a fan, and I don't have that much to say about it. Other than I use the legs in Gundam Breaker 2 to make Optimus Prime. And we're going to put it right there. No, we'll put it there. Okay, the Zetas. This is one of my smaller line arts. So, I really like the tail. And you guys know I love it when a mecha's, like, arms go past the elbow like that. That's so good. And then this backpack, you could probably guess I would like that. As well as, like, the, all the spikes that, like, extend out in X-Runner mode are great. And the high grade did a very good job, like, you know, making the, like, spikes come out properly. It's got a more interesting chin than some of the other vegan mobile suits. And this circle part here is very well done. As well as this black part, the way it, like, points down and then goes up. I really like that. But I don't like it enough to give it more than B tier. Probably, like, right there. And then the GXC's Jack Edge. Or was this... Yeah. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong, though. Let me double check. Yeah, GXC's Jack Edge. Once again, it's got the skull face. Like, that skull face just looks so cool. It looks very intimidating and very, very cool. And then it's got the pirate hat. The, like, sword at the end of the rifle is very, very nice. And I gotta say, I absolutely love that. The shoulders are also very nice and interesting. It gives it a bit more flair, you know? And I'm gonna need to buy another GXs at some point to make this in Gunpla form. It'll be hard, but I'll do it out of love. I always love the pirate mecha. Pirate mecha are always good, almost always at least. I love them. And that's gonna go, I think, just below, probably just right here. And then next, the Dorado, I believe this was. Yeah. The Dorado's got kind of similar shoulders to the GXC's Jack Edge, which almost makes you wonder if they, like, use salvaged vegan parts for that. But probably not, I guess. The this one looks very humanoid, and it kind of seemed to replace the Gafran in the second arc. I do like these leg parts, once again. But it's just, like, it's kind of boring, and it takes away a lot of what I liked about the, like, a lot of the creature-ness about the, Gafran. So I think I'll put it right here. I like it a little bit more than this one, but for a bit different reasons. And now the Clanche Custom. I fucking love this thing so much. I love this thing to death. It takes what I like about the Clanche, and apart from the color scheme, it just makes it so much better. Like, that rifle is so good. Although the normal Clanche had that as well, I believe. But the fact that it's got, like, the commander antenna and these legs, the thighs are the main thing I like more. And I'm gonna put it above it because of that. Actually, I'll put it right there. And now this thing, what the fuck was this thing called? I forgot. Where is it? Let me find it. Was this the Samdrag? Yeah, the Samdrag. Such monkey. Look at those damn toes. I think it fired beams out of them, I don't remember. And it's got, like, it's such a monkey. I mean, the tail is also really cool. And it does the monkey vibe really well with these, like, big-ass arms, but it still looks like a vegan mobile suit. I really like the vents here. And these nice big, like, it almost has a V-fin, and I like that a lot, as well as the twin eyes. Odd for vegan mobile suits, but it really works here. And I mean, it's like, it's a monkey! I love this damn thing. It's so silly. I love it. I should have made just a creature tier. I'll put it there. No. No, because I really like a lot of these designs. It'll go at the top of C. There. Lucilia's not here. She'll never know. No. Anyway. The Age 3 Fortress. Okay, so this goes well with the Age 3. These cannons are very cool. These shoulders work with the cannon pack very well. And these legs are well designed. But it's kind of not my thing. It's a bit too bulky for my tastes. I know a person or two who would really like this design, but it's just not my thing. So I'm gonna put it there. No, we'll put it there. Next one that I like a lot more, the H3 orbital. It's got the Zone of the Ender's feet. You know that's an instant love from me. I think these ones can move like forward to be a like standing feet though. But I absolutely adore this like rifle. These shoulders are also very nice with the like thrusters there. These parts here are amazing. It keeps that like arm mounted thing that I really like from the H1 normal or H3 normal, and it adds these two thrusters which are great at the back of the arms. I love those. And then it's got the nice big thighs, and it's like everything about this is so good. And then it's got the torso, you know, we already covered the H3. And I'm gonna put it probably here. Okay, Vegan Gear Sid, aka definitely not Anubis. Fuck, you know what? Even Vegan Gear, or so Sid's like things here even make it kind of look like Anubis's like ears. I just realized. So I mean, this thing is like I said, it's basically definitely not Anubis, and it looks very intimidating. Its attack, even actually, if I remember correctly, looked very similar to one of Anubis's main attacks. And it's got all the creatureness of the normal Vegan gear, plus, you know, those big ass wings, which make it even more intimidating, if maybe a bit less of a creature. I absolutely love this thing. I think I like it even more than the Vegan gear by itself. Probably right there. Okay, now for one that most of my viewers here probably have not seen, the prototype clanche. The cannons here are very tasteful, as well as these very aged to normal like shoulders. The fact that it's the developer version line art looks very nice, as always. And then these parts here also are very, very cool, although you can't see this one because it's behind it, and this one's behind the arm. And other than that, it's very similar to the production version of the clanche, even if they changed the arms a bit. And I like it probably a bit more than the clanche custom. No, probably a bit less. And then, oh, that's the last one. So let's see if there's any adjustments I want to make. I almost want to put him in D. No, because he looks like Godzilla. Soupy, hello, welcome to the stream. Yay, indeed. Soupy. I need your opinion on this. What do you think about it? This is a mobile suit from the show. Your opinion on this specific one is very, very important to me. So what do you have to say about it? Or is your only comment? If is your only comment, I kind of can't blame you. It is incomprehensible in nature. Ah. I'll take that in a good way. Eventually, I might make a monocode of this, by the way, chat. Okay, I think I'll put this down at A tier, and maybe this as well. Probably this too. I can't have too many in S after all. And I'll move this down. Maybe this too. And this up. Chat, I think I'm liking this tier list. I'll probably put him there. Robot Feet would probably respond in violence if I didn't put him at least in middle of B. Soupy, I have another one to ask you about. What about this one, Soupy? What do you have to say about this one? That's a tail cannon, by the way. Small arms, yes. So he's kind of got a torso poking out of his torso. Like, he's got this torso poking out of this big torso. Okay, Soupy, I've got one last one to ask you about. This one. Whoa, indeed. That's a good reaction to have. Pokemon! Pokemon. You know what? Actually, I can kind of see it. Pokemon, huh? Okay, but yeah, I think this will be the finished tier list. It's definitely given me some ideas for things I need to make in Gunpla, such as the Gundam, and the GX's Jack Edge, and the Chronos, although I've had that idea for a while. But yeah, this will be the finished tier list. Thank you all for watching the stream. Creature of Steel, so true. So people watching the stream or who watch the VOD, get hidden knowledge that the Star Control 2 ship that I'm going to make a video detailing a brief technical overview of it today is going to be the quick maneuverable Supox Blade. That'll probably be up in maybe 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours, because I've still got to do the recording and most of the editing, but I've got all the script and all that done yesterday. Soupy, I really appreciate your emoji message. Such faces. Broke emojis. Indeed. Oh wait, actually, Soupy, I forgot. There's another one I want to ask you about. I forgot about this one. Soupy, what do you think about this? What about this mobile suit? I forgot about this one that I wanted to ask you about. Does it hibernate? I don't think so. No, because it is a robot. And, you know, it's piloted by a human. I guess you could say it hibernates when a human's not piloting it. And it's, like, you know, off. So, I guess kinda. Anyway, I will also be posting this tier list in on my Discord server and on my Twitter, and probably on a community post on YouTube too. I mean, why not? Almost ball, so true. Oh hey, I actually have someone to raid today. Maybe it could be Ramos. I don't know what Ramos is. Let's see if I remember how to raid. Is this gonna work? I think it didn't work. Music notation. How do I raid? I'll try it from here. Wait. Was it? Hang on. Aha! I have learned. Okay. Let's see if this will work. That's not an invalid username. Don't you lie to me. It said it's an invalid username. You're lying to me. Ah! I'll remember. I've done it before. There we go. Okay. As usual, I've got all the links, you know, where they normally are. We will be raiding my friend Deetsan. Goodbye, Soupy. Okay, for people on YouTube, goodbye.